I'll be talking about the three windows that we have for the universe. I'll be talking about the basic science, physics, chemistry, and biology. And I want to lay an emphasis over here that these three subjects are basically the windows, the windows to to learn about the universe. Hello guys, my greetings for all of you. And the point is, have you have you ever wondered how much of the universe we can truly understand? And and when we look at the stars, when we look at the mountains, when we look at the oceans, the plants, the animals, and even ourselves, a profound question emerges. How do human beings make sense of such an enormous and such a complex universe? As I started with those three crowns of science: physics, chemistry, and biology. And today I want to share a simple a simple idea that makes these fields very powerful. The universe is vast, and it's vast beyond our imagination. It contains billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, countless planets, and and phenomena occurring across distance and 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 time scales that challenge the limits of human comprehension, that challenge the human intuition. The window of human intuition is very small. And yet, despite our limitations, humanity has developed these three remarkable tools that allow us to explore reality with increasing depth, not only depth, with precision and with accuracy. And these three tools are physics, chemistry, and biology. And together they serve, and they have served, they serve as humanity's three great windows into this cosmos, into this universe. Now, let's try to make it simple, and let's begin with physics. Now, what's physics? Physics is the study of the most fundamental principles, the most fundamental laws that are governing the nature. This can be the simplest way of demonstrating physics. And what it does, it seeks answers. It seeks answers to questions. It seeks answers to the questions like, why do objects fall? How does light travel in the space? What is energy? It's all about energy. It's all about energy coming and going. What is energy? What is space? The space in which the planet Earth is living, the space in which the stars are living, in which the galaxies are living. What's time? How do stars shine? how did the universe begin? So physics is trying to attempt, I have taken a very short window of description. Physics attempts to discover the universal laws that operate everything in this universe. We can demonstrate it this way. So it's a very beautiful and strong window of learning about the universe. The same laws that govern a falling apple also govern the motion of the planets. The same principles that describe a tiny electron. An electron helps explain the behavior of a distant galaxy. This is the beauty of the physics. And physics provides the framework. It provides a framework upon which much of our understanding of nature is built. It's true, what we understand is least, but it is the basic tool. So I can tell you that without physics, we would struggle to understand gravity. We will struggle to launch the rockets into space. We will struggle to understand electricity, magnetism, radiation, the motion, matter, and the structure of the cosmos itself. So we can see the role of this beautiful field of science. And what physics does, physics allows us to read the mathematical language in which many aspects of nature appear to be written. It is a crucial one. It's an important one. And let's move towards another important. Let's move towards what we call chemistry. If physics tells us about the fundamental rules of nature, the chemistry tells us what happens when matter interacts. It tells us about the interaction under those rules. Chemistry, it explores atoms, it explores molecules, it explores reactions, and it explores the local transformations. So everything around us is made of atoms. Nobody can deny that reality. The air that we breathe in, the water that we drink in, they're all made of atoms. The food that we eat, it's made of atoms. It's made of molecules. The medicines that we take, they're made of atoms. They're made of molecules. The material from which our homes are built, all that material is made of atoms. So we can say that all involve chemical process. There's a process going on. And it's this field of science, what we call as chemistry. It explains how simple atoms combine to create extraordinary complexity. Now, whatever the extent, but it stands hard trying and explaining these complexities. Hydrogen and oxygen, what happens? When they come together, they form water. Carbon combines with many other elements to produce the astonishing diversity of substances that are found in this universe. And that makes it beautiful, that makes it incredible, that makes it another strong window, not only to learn the planet Earth, but what's out there. So chemistry acts as a bridge between the physical laws of the universe and the rich complexity we observe around us. And I can tell you that without chemistry, the universe would contain, uh, the universe will be built with, it would contain matter, but we would not understand how this matter is organizing, how this matter organizes into the countless forms we encounter every day. So here we can see the golden light of this beautiful field of science, what we call as chemistry. And now let's talk about biology. Now we arrive at biology from here. So what biology tells us? Biology, it studies life. And perhaps nothing in the known universe is more fascinating than that of the living systems. And a single living cell, it contains astonishing levels of organizations. No doubt, what is organized in the cell is these atoms. And you have plants. Plants convert the sunlight, they convert the sunlight into the usable energy. Animals, they sense and respond to their environment. It's a unique thing that we know that exists only on this planet right now. It may exist anywhere in the universe. So human beings think, they learn, they remember, they create and contemplate their own existence when they seek to understand the biology. So biology seeks to understand how living organisms function, how they grow, and how they reproduce, and how they interact. So what are the basic things that we explore in biological science? It explores the remarkable process that transform collection of atoms and molecules into the living entities. This is the field of science here that is taking you from these collection of atoms to life. So through biology, we study the ecosystem, we study biodiversity, we discuss genetics, we discuss the physiology and the intricate relations that connect all forms of life. So, what does biology do then? So biology helps us understand not only other living organisms, but it also makes us understand ourselves. It takes us to the identity that's out there. An important point must be emphasized. An important point of contention. As I talked about these three fields of science, these three sciences are not they are not the isolated disciplines. You cannot treat them isolated. They are deeply connected. They have a deep interconnection. In fact, we must have courses which inculcate all the three. And what we can say, biology, it depends on chemistry. It has a dependence on chemistry. And chemistry depends on on physics. It depends on wave function. It depends on Schrodinger. It depends on uncertainty. It depends on Pauli's exclusion principle. So a living cell that we have, a living cell operates through chemical reaction. So these are not two isolated fields. Maybe the domain of working is different, but they have a very strong connection. So those chemical reactions occur, and they occur because of atoms. So because atoms obey the physical laws. So the ground starts from physics, then you have chemistry, and for life you have cells. So you step into the biology. So in this sense, there exists a hierarchy of understanding. Your physics, your chemistry, your biology, and they all have a very strong role. And physics provides the foundational principles here. And what chemistry does, chemistry explores the interactions and transformation of the transformations of the matter. And talking about biology, so biology investigates the organized complexity that emerges in living systems from these non-living entities. So the three are making a foundation and a window to learn about the universe. Each field builds upon the others. And together, what they do is, together they form a continuous chain of understanding. There's a complete dependence of one field on the another field. But at the same time, we must also remain humble. I mean, despite centuries of scientific progress, our knowledge remains incomplete, and the universe is far greater than our current understanding, and our current realization of what's out there. So many mysteries remain there. What is the true nature? What is the true nature, say for example, the true nature of dark matter that we have? What is dark energy? Uh, uh, these are the fundamental lacunas where we fail to completely comprehend about these things. How does consciousness arise? Are we alone in the universe? So there are many things that cannot be answered, but that doesn't mean that we should stop. We should go on and on. And what we have, what deeper principles may still uh, uh, they might be still waiting for the discoveries. They are out there on the papers, written down in the form of mathematical equations, but maybe they are waiting for the discoveries. So science does not claim to possess all answers. Instead, science basically it provides methods. It provides the tools, methods for asking the questions, trying to test the ideas in the laboratory, and gradually improving our understanding of our existence, understanding of this universe. So I can say physics, chemistry, and biology, they are not final destinations, but they are the building blocks of any form of science that exists in the modern world. They are tools of exploration. You cannot do science without these fundamental sciences. And they must have a very strong position in the society. They must have a very strong position in all of society. They help us move from ignorance towards the knowledge, from uncertainty that we have, from uncertainty to principle, from uncertainty towards the understanding of the nature of reality. They have the power to explain us that how we can understand a mystery. So they take us from mystery towards the insight. So what happens is, if I say that when we examine, when we try to understand universe, when we try to learn about the universe through physics, what we do generally, we discover the order. And whatever you have, you are discovering the order. That order is changing into the disorder. And we examine it through chemistry. We discover the complexity that's available. We look for that complexity. So when we examine it through biology, we discover the life. So for being life, you have all the three windows. They have a role. They play a role to us to understand this complexity. Together, these three sciences, they basically they reveal different aspects of the same reality. Well, that's why I thought that let's try to talk about these three beautiful sciences that are out there. They are like the three windows opening onto a single magnificent landscape. Each window of physics, window of chemistry, window of biological sciences, each window offers a unique perspective. Each reveals details that the other cannot fully capture. So there's a very sense of connectivity between these three important fields of science. And only when we look through all three do we begin to appreciate the richness and the grandeur of the universe. So the motivation was basically to talk about these three basic sciences that we have, and in fact, in all the three cases, there's a pure role of mathematics, and mathematics is something that makes things happen. That it's not merely collection of facts. It's basically running down these fields of science at the base of the mathematics. So what I can say is that it is another step towards understanding the extraordinary universe in which we live, and these fields should be given a complete, a comprehensive support from society, from governments, because they have a role. Physics lets us understand the laws of the nature, and chemistry helps us understand the transformations. And talking about biology helps us to understand life, to understand this complex order of atoms that gives birth to the life. And together, what they do is, together they represent most powerful instruments for explaining for explaining the universe, for exploring the reality, and through them we continue our never-ending quest. So I hope I try to make my point for these three basic sciences, because they are the backbone of any society that we have in this modern world. Believe me, a society cannot be developed without the strong foundation of these important sciences like physics, chemistry, and biology,